Is not a sin except God says don't eat it. You are not hearing me. For eating not for quarreling, not for slapping somebody, not for committing murder. Fruit. You see, you need to be very sensitive to what God uses to make a statement. You are not hearing me. Because if you don't understand how God makes his moral judgments, you will think that some things are exempt. It's like in the New Testament, when people are talking about giving to God and not giving to God. And a man called Ananias and Sapphira sold their own land, decided to give the money to the church, and walked into the church and gave some and withheld some. It's their money. It's not required by God. It was their personal decision, not a command from heaven. They came with the money that is their own. They made the decision and they walked in and dropped it, and God killed them for dropping a free will offering wrongly, to talk of commanded offerings. Whenever you see God make moral judgments, you better take notice. Am I wasting time with you? This is fruit. Call it any kind of fruit. This man ate it and God said, get out of my garden. And he left. And a man's suffering began. Now, if the reason Jesus came was to end suffering, in the time of Moses, manna fell. If it's miracle, Moses with a rod divided the river. Come on, talk to me. If it's miracle, Moses damaged Egypt with a rod. Talk to me. If it's miracle, Joshua raised his hand and sun stood still. Is that true? So it wasn't to bring power down, because men had power. Elijah raised the dead. Elisha raised the dead. Put multiplied in the time of the Old Testament. So Jesus didn't come to unleash power. Power was here. Am I talking to somebody here today? Power was here. No. Jesus came not to forgive sins. Look up here. Not to forgive sins. If the problem of God was forgiveness of sin, what God would have done is declare amnesty. He wouldn't need Jesus to hang on the cross. Oh, God will say, it's okay. I find out that you guys can't meet up with my standard. I forgive all of you. He wouldn't need Jesus to come and talk to me. If God's issue was how to forgive people, he can just forgive people. Why should Jesus die before he forgives us? Maybe I'm wasting this word. Do you get what I'm talking to you about? I mean, think about it. Why can't God just wake up in the morning and say, all of you on this earth, I've given you laws, you are not obeying it. I find out that you don't have the strength to obey me, so I forgive all of you. I declare amnesty, and just try to behave better from today, okay? He didn't do that. He became flesh and came to this earth and died. Brothers and sisters, that tells you the weight of sin in the heart of God. I think I'm missing something. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. Are you catching what I'm talking to? That tells you how sin weighs in the mind of God. That God never looks away from sin. Because the root of it is not just something you can just discard. If you're here, say yes. Yes. We're talking about Jesus, the Savior of mankind. We're talking about somebody beyond the miracle worker. Because why you behave the way you behave is actually not because there's too much temptation. It's actually not because you are weak. It's actually not because the devil is strong. It's because there's a hold in man that only the life of God can break. If you heard my voice, say yes. And when Jesus came to redeem man, he needed to break that hold by paying the eternal price of sin first. Are you with me? Are you with me? I'll come back to that because there's the issue of hellfire also involved in that. He paid the price. And then to break that power of sin in man, so that he can have the capacity to recreate us from the inside out. Oh dear. People, are you okay? No, you're not here. Are you okay?
Yes,
to recreate us from the inside out. So it wasn't an issue of, okay, I forgive them. So when you walk into church today, and we talk about forgiveness, I will say very simply, a lot of people don't understand. I keep repeating this statement I made to you in the church I pastor. I said, if sin was a non-issue, God would declare amnesty. Sin matters to God. It's not a game. It's not something you just overlook. That's why he said to his son, go die. Jesus came and died. He could have just said, I forgive all of you. Young people, are you hearing me? Now, please look up here. Because churches today that emphasize holiness and tell people to live right are mocked. They look at us as being queer. They look at us as not being trendy and modern. You hang around churches where all kinds of things are said, and it looks like those people are enjoying life more than you. Please, are you hearing my voice here? It looks like they're enjoying life more than you. And you'll say, well, you see, our pastor is just making things unnecessarily too hard. Necessarily too hard. Every time he's tightening his face and talking holiness, it's the only us that are going to heaven. Brother, it may be only you.
Yes, sir.
Is anybody hearing me? It may be only you. You better be serious. You better be serious. But that's what confuses a lot of people. They say, I don't understand. No. You see, when Jesus came, there's a promise that God made to Eve in Genesis chapter 3 verse 15. After Eve had a problem with the serpent, God said to Eve, he said, a seed will come out of you that will bruise the head of this serpent, and that serpent will bruise the heel of that seed. Come on, are you with me? There was a battle with the serpent that is involved in the redemption of humanity, and that seed needed to come for it. Salvation of souls is not about convincing people to attend church. No, you don't hear me. Do you know you can walk into a church and see 5,000 persons and only less than 500 are regenerated? Maybe I'm wasting that one. You don't know that? You can have a campus fellowship of 1,000 persons and only 200 are Christians. Many young people that come to church think that answering altar call is satisfying their conscience. Yes, I messed up yesterday. Let me go there and say to God, sorry. So they come and God, I'm sorry, but you know, this my boyfriend, I can't leave him, but I'm sorry. So they stay there, they say sorry, they walk out and all of that. Next 3 weeks again, they come, they say sorry. Do you know people like that? Have you met people like that? Yes. It's what we see in church today. But Jesus is our Savior. He came to bruise the head of the serpent. Why did he become a human being? Because only somebody like us can redeem us. Come on, are you hearing me here today? In the Bible, there's a principle of the kinsman redeemer. Only a near kinsman can redeem. If your brother died and your brother has some property and I'm the friend of your brother, I can't go and take the property. It's only you that can come and take it because you are connected to that person. Am I talking to somebody here today?
Yes,
so for Jesus to redeem us, he had to be us. An angel can't do that. And a man can't redeem man because all men have fallen. So God had to take on flesh, be born like a human being, so he can walk in the perfection of God and in the naturalness of man. It can be physical without sin. Are you with me? And what will God do? God was going to die. God was going to die because God's solution to sin is death. God's answer to sin is death. It has never been different. Look at God's answer to sin.